How many of you came into this year saying, this is going to be the year? This is going to be the year that I put it all together. This is going to be the year that I stop recycling these old goals and actually going to make this thing happen. I'm going to take action. I'm going to stop procrastinating. I'm going to get a plan together. I'm going to go to the gym. I'm going to start my business. I'm going to start my YouTube channel, and I'm going to actually make it happen. I'm going to stop talking about it. I'm going to start being about it. And how many of you came into the year like me, where it didn't even feel like an option? It wasn't like, I want to make this happen. Like, I want this to be the year, or I want to make my goals a reality. I came into this year like, I have to. Did you come into this year like, I don't have a choice? Like, there isn't an option. Like, losing isn't an option. Not winning is not an option. Keep doing the same thing over and over again is not an option. Keep taking L's, keep losing money, keep just grinding and not feeling like my life or the vision that I have for myself is reflected in the results. How many of you feel like that? Like, you've been in survival mode so long that you don't even know what that feels like. Sure, you're gonna have moments where, stuff is, you straight, things are straight. You day to day, you week to week, you month to month, some days up, some days down. I know that that's life in general. But when you're talking about the foundational things, the things that are important to you when it comes to creating the kind of life that you want and being filled and being fulfilled and feeling like I'm making progress towards the place that I want to be in the most important areas of my life. This real life that you're dealing with. It's real life when them bills. It's real life when the partner you got and things not adding up and you lost that and you dating or you divorced or you got your career and you're dealing with these people at the job and they not appreciating you. They're not paying you your worth, or you got your business and you've been putting in money and time and energy and watching videos and courses and TikToks and YouTube videos and stuff still ain't adding up. As much as you put in and what you getting out don't reflect that. You feel that way? Have you felt that way? Is 2024 that for you, where you don't have no choice but to make this thing happen? I'll be honest with you. Like, I didn't even plan on making this video today. I didn't plan on recording nothing today. I felt drained. I kept on saying that, man, I need to put more content on there. I need to really go do more over there. But when you go and you start looking at all of these videos of people saying what you should be doing, here's some tips, here's your lighting, you need this camera, you need to have this kind of setup, you need to make sure you have this kind of script. And I recorded something and like earlier this week, and I'm like, man, that don't even feel like me. But it was really important to me that I was able to just have conversations with you, like real conversations, talk to you about things and try to teach you things that I've learned that have made a difference in my life and the life of the people that I've served. Like me, I know that you have more to offer than you think. There's more value in you right now than you think. It's easy to feel like you're inadequate in so many different areas, especially when your life don't reflect the vision, especially when you're looking over here and you see these people look like they're winning and they making stuff happen and they making money and they getting married and they got these relationships and it just seems like they're just so happy. But when you look at your own life, it don't look like that. It don't feel like that. It's easy to make you feel like, what am I missing? What don't I know that these people know that they're actually able to make this stuff happen seeming so easily, and I'm over here struggling? It's easy to feel like you don't have enough, you don't know enough, and that you're not enough, like you aren't enough. It's easy to feel like that, and it's natural. Don't feel bad. We all have those moments where we didn't feel like we were measuring up in certain areas. I mean, that's natural. We all go through that. But I just want to let you know that you are more than enough in so many areas right now, even if you don't realize it. And that's why I came to make this video. I didn't plan on doing the YouTube or the podcast and none of that this week. I feel like I don't have nothing else to give. And if I try to do a video, if I try to talk to y'all, then it's going to come from a fake place that I'm going to force it. And it's going to be saying what I feel like you want to hear instead of speaking from the heart and speaking from the spirit. I was in the car today and God put something on my spirit, and he was like, just talk to him. Just talk to him from a real place, and the people who the message is for, they'll find it. They'll find it, and it'll touch them the way it needs to touch them, whether they find it today, tomorrow, year from now, 5 years from now. Just stay obedient to your purpose, your passion, and what you feel like you want to do and need to do. Because I was about to pivot. I'm like, I'm gonna go back to what I was already doing. I want you to see that there's so much more that you already have. Maybe other people can't see it, and it's not even their job to see it. You know whose job it is to see it? You. And if you don't see it first, they'll never see it. They'll never see in you what you don't have the ability to see in yourself. I had to think about it. I've been studying and grinding and talking to thousands of people. And the reason I was doing it wasn't even necessarily for myself. I felt like it was me following my purpose and doing something that I not only felt like I was meant to do, but that fed me. That fed me. I love to learn stuff. I love to figure out stuff. I love to, try to become better. And in my learning, the thing I love the most is to share what I learn, and hopefully that it makes a difference in somebody else's life. The first thing I want you to understand is perspective. I need you to shift the way that you see yourself. I need you to understand the unique contributions that you bring to the table. You probably hear so many people in so many ways telling you that you're not bringing enough to the table. You're not bringing enough to the table in your job or your career or in your business or in your relationships. You aren't enough. At least they try to make you feel that way. But I want you to see that you already have in you everything that you need to become the person that you're meant to be, to create the life that you want. No, everything is not going to be perfect. No, you may not get every single thing, that you not going to have hard moments, that you not going to go through some things. That's just life, but that's a part of it. And the most important part isn't the end. It's not the destination. It's not the finish line. It's the journey. It's the journey. When you look back at some of the best times of your life, it's not, oh, I got this thing, or I made it to this point. It was, man, I remember those times that, the time that I went through, that I had to get there, the time when I was grinding and I was by myself and I was figuring this thing out, and none of us knew what we were doing. And we were just doing it. And we were just in it. We wasn't thinking about what am I going to get out of this. You were just doing it from a pure, real place. That's the perspective I want you to have about yourself and what you have to offer. I need you to see the you in you. I need you to see the best in you. I need you to acknowledge the best in you. I need you to know that even though you may not see it right now, even though it may not feel like that right now, even though it may not look like that from your physical eyes, but your faith eyes, your spiritual eyes, I need you to still believe them. I need you to still believe that what you sing and what you is possible. It's not only possible, it's easy to say, well, that's possible for them. No, it's possible for you. It is for you. You just have to claim it. You just have to be it. You just have to believe it. You got to believe in yourself. You got to believe that you're worth it. You got to believe that you're worthy of it. Because if you don't, your energy says that. Your energy says, I'm not worth it. I'm not worthy of it. The way you talk, what comes out of your mouth, how you treat yourself, how you allow other people to treat you. All of that is saying, this is what I feel like I'm worth. So if you want something to change, the first thing you're going to have to do is change that perspective. The second thing you need to do, purpose. You need to connect your actions to your deeper why. Your value extends beyond yourself to see your family, friends, and community. You have to figure out what your purpose is, because if not, you just feel like going through life just by default, and things are happening on accident. Nothing has happened on purpose. Nothing is happening on purpose because you haven't figured out what your purpose. And I know that stuff is easier said than done. I've struggled with mine because there's so many times I'm like, God, this is what you told me my purpose is. This is what I've spent countless hours of money and time and energy and sacrifice and late nights, early mornings, survival mode. This is what you told me to do, so I'm doing it. And sometimes I don't feel like it, but I'm doing it because this is what you said my purpose is. But sometimes what's your life, it don't feel like it's reflecting that. It doesn't feel like that vision that you had and what you get in your life don't feel like it's the same thing. And when that's the case, you have to understand that your purpose, like it wasn't meant to be easy. It wasn't necessarily meant for things just to fall in place like that. That's not how it works. Because in order for you to fulfill your purpose, you have to become the person that could do it. And in order to become the person that could do it, you're going to have to go through some things. You're going to have to learn some things. You're going to have to fall. You're going to have to take some scratches and some scrapes, and you're going to have to get up, and you're going to fall again. You got to get up and you go fall again. You got to get up and you go fall again. But then in your getting up and falling, you understand that is a part of the process, and you start to embrace it. And instead of just crawling back up, you start to jump back up because you start to build those muscles. You start to build that strength and knowing that this is part of the process. I know where I'm going. I'm being built up. So I'm able to become the person who can fulfill that purpose. It's so important to not only find your purpose and embrace that purpose, but understand that the things that you are going through are helping you to become the person who can make that purpose a reality. The third thing you need to do, recognize your power. Embrace your ability to make a difference. Even your small actions have an impact. Let me remind you of something, or let me tell you something if you don't already know. You have so much power. It sounds like it's easy to say that. It's easy for you to say that from here. You don't know my life. You don't know what I'm going through. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I dealt with. You don't know what I got going on. True, I don't know what you have going on, but I do know who made you, and I do know where you came from. I do know what's inside of you. I do know the potential for you to turn your life into and create what you are meant to do and meant to be. I know that you have that potential. I know that you have that power. I know that beyond a shadow of a doubt. I just need you to know it. Because the only way you can utilize and use that power is for you to be able to see that power in yourself. I can talk about it all day. You can watch YouTube videos. You can watch TikTok videos. You can watch Instagram videos. You can read all of these books about people telling these amazing stories about they are just like you and they were in situations just like you and they felt just like you, but now they're in this place and they have all of this and they're happy and they're fulfilled and they're abundant and they're rich and they're loving and they're married and they're all of these different things that you aspire to have and aspire to be. They can tell you that stuff all day. But understand this, all that stuff comes with life, just going through life. It's not ever just perfect, but understand that you have the power to do that stuff too. You have the power to become that person too. Not become them, to become you. Remembering who you are. Remember what you're made of. Remember what your purpose is. Remembering what your potential is. Because what you have and what they have are two different things. Yes, you can learn from their experiences and what they've been through and take those lessons and apply them to your life. But understand that you don't have to be them. You don't have to be the best them, a better them, another them. Just be the best you. But you got to, before you can be the best you got to be you first. And you got to embrace that and you got to celebrate that. That's a win. That's not a loss. Being you is not a loss. Just because your hand looks different, you felt like I was dealt a different hand and this person had this and they had access to this and they had these resources and they know this and they knew these things before me and they got a head start. None of that stuff matters because you know what you do have? You have now. You have right now. You have today. You have this message and the other thousands of messages out there that's trying to remind you, that's assigned to tell you about who you are and what you can do and what you can accomplish if you want it. if you can change your perspective, if you can find and understand your purpose, and if you can understand, utilize, and apply your power to your life, there's no telling what you are capable of. This is my version of that to you, my commitment to you, for me to stay obedient to my purpose and my power and understanding my perspective to be able to bring this message and committing to bring any other message that's on my heart that I'm meant to share with you, and that we in this together. We going through this thing together. I'm not any higher or any better or any of those things. It's just that I've learned some things, and God has given me a gift to be able to consume a lot of different knowledge and to be able to communicate them in a way that empowers people to improve their lives, improve their relationships, to leave a legacy and to build a legacy and to create generational wealth and financial freedom and emotional wealth and spiritual wealth and all those different things. And at the end of the day, that's really what it's all about. So I want to build this community on helping you to live, love, and give from a place of abundance, from what I call the overflow, for you to be able to give from a place of overflow. So many times we be giving from a place of lack and of scarcity, like I don't have anything to give. And sometimes we find it even like it's noble just to be running on fumes. And if you don't know what that means that your bandwidth is low, or you just running low on energy, running low on emotions, just running low, period. You just feel almost empty. But people feel like, man, I'm hurting and I'm in pain, and either as a distraction or maybe this gonna make me feel better, that I'm gonna try to give from that space. I'm not pouring into myself. I'm not understanding my own needs, my own wants, and putting enough inside of me where I'm able to give it back to others, but I'm giving from a place of that I don't have. And what do you think is gonna happen? What happens when something tries to give from something that they don't already have? Like you can't give the best of yourself to your life, to your dreams, to your goals, to your family, to your kids, to your community, to the world, if you don't have that to give. So the purpose of this and the purpose of this platform is to not only pour into you, but to help you to live a life of abundance, giving from you being full and you having something left over to give other people. I hope this message served you. I hope that it makes a difference. And if it does, if you want to be along for the journey, if this is something that speaks to you and what you want from your life and where you want to be, I hope that you subscribe. I hope that you follow. I hope that you comment. I hope that you find something from this to share with somebody else, that it makes a difference in their lives, and that this year actually turns out to be the year and the season that changes everything, that this becomes the first day of the rest of your life where things start to turn around and things just started to click and things just started to make sense. I know that this can be that for you. You just have to believe it. And you just have to start living on purpose. You have to change that perspective, and you have to recognize your power and be willing to take action and do something about it.